Hi, I'm the Rap Critic, and Christmas is supposed to be about love and happiness. So let's forget just
he tried to fuck a queer
everything that happened last week, and focus instead on the best Christmas rap songs I've ever heard. These are songs that I feel legitimately get you in the spirit, and actually explore the different facets of this holiday. So let's get started. Number 6. Now, if you watch my last list, you'd know that there's a steady stream of Christmas isn't all that fun in the ghetto songs. Can we please stop playing songs from that list? But this song in particular takes a more humorous angle to it, as well as probably being the first Christmas rap song ever.
Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Open up your door.
And despite the fact that it's from the relatively really early days of rap, it holds up and it's still a lot of fun. Basically, Santa Claus comes in with what should be the typical Merry Christmas shtick, but then the other members of the Cheshire's Three tear him down because they never got anything.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas, my foot. Me, you big fat whale, you might as well quit, cause I can name 100 presents that I didn't get.
Me and my brothers can't go out at the same time, cause a coat that's theirs is a coat that's mine. That ain't a G.I. Joe, that's a G.I. jerk. With a kung fu grip that don't even work. My G.I. Joe look G.I. gay.
Some of the, humor might not translate to today's audiences. Then there's the part about Santa being so poor he had to eat his own reindeer, even though they're his only mode of transportation.
I couldn't go nowhere cause I ate every last one of them reindeer.
Nobody gives a shit about your reindeer at hard times.
There's a reason why this is low on the list, okay? But if you want to check out the prototype for basically every Christmas rap song that came out since then, this is at the very least pretty interesting. Although I check out the video version from Beat Street, which keeps it light and doesn't delve into the left field reindeer eating stuff. Number 5. Now I know this isn't technically a rap group, but there is a rapper in it, and she does get 2 verses. I mainly wanted to include this one because even in the sung verses, it does a cool remix flip of the traditional sleigh ride tune. You know how when people want to remake songs, they'll try to put a whole bunch of emotional singing inflection into the lines that aren't meant to be sung that way?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Does Jingle Bells need to be sung with such embellishments? Is that serious? Well, in TLC's version of Sleigh Ride, they sing it real chilled out and cool, in a way that's almost indistinguishable from their typical style.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. It's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Like, for the longest time as a kid not paying attention, I didn't know that this was basically a cover of Sleigh Ride, but with a different melody and a new chorus. And for me, when most modern singers do covers of old Christmas songs, it never really feels like they know what the lyrics mean. Like it's just rote memorizations that they're riffing off of. But with the fresh music here, it really does feel like a new song that doesn't feel like it's being artificially sung. And then of course there's Left Eye, having just the most fun I've ever heard anyone have on a Christmas song.
Jingle bells, 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 rockin' ladies, yeah, right.
Oh my god, Left Eye, I miss you so much.
Up, been away for lying in the sleigh, home alone, Christmas Eve, make believe it's time to play.
It's not like her verses are really lyrical or anything, it just projects the spirit of fun and happiness so well, I personally can't help but smile whenever I hear it. For some reason though, I've never heard it on the radio that much, and that's a shame. Seriously, how is this not a mainstay among new Christmas classics? It's so much fun to listen to, and I'm surprised I don't hear it more.
What you want for Christmas?
Number 4. I know this is an obvious one because it's probably the only Christmas rap song you've ever heard, but it still deserves to be on the list.
Now stay put. Don't go anywhere till I get back. Understand me?
Nice.
That's not how anyone would respond to that question. Come on, man, at least wait for the guy to leave before you start playing with the controls. Although I guess he never said don't play with the equipment. He just said to stay, which I guess really isn't explicitly telling him not to fiddle with the controls. And even if that was true, the elf is obviously not paying attention. And I realize I'm analyzing the beginning of a silly Christmas rap video way too much, but this intro has bothered me for a while, okay? Once we get into the actual song, though, it's really cool, as the first verse is a story about how Run finds Santa Claus's wallet in the park.
I picked the wallet up and then I took a pause, took out the lights and then it cold said Santa Claus. $1 million in it, cold hundreds of G's. Another buy a phone magic call with ease.
But instead of taking the money, he does the right thing and decides to mail it back to him. It's a nice little story. Corny and silly, sure, but it's one of the very few Christmas songs that kids can actually listen to, so it's cool that it has a message about doing the right thing at the very beginning. The rest of the song is just sort of generic Christmas sentiments, but I think it's fine and it serves its purpose of being wholesome Christmas music. Although I never did get this reference.
Jack was chillin', the hawk is out, and that's what Christmas is all about.
I know who Jack Frost is, but who is the Hawk? What does that have to do with anything? Is there a Christmas hawk I don't know about? Okay, it says, Chicago's wind is often called the Hawk. The first recorded Chicago citation is in the Chicago Defender, October 20th, 1936, and these cold mornings are on us. In other words, the Hawkins has got us. I've literally never heard this phrase before. Then again, I'm not from Chicago, so maybe... Wait, Run DMC aren't from Chicago, so why are they saying this? Well, either way, it's a quintessential Christmas tune that has already warmed its way into the heart of America, especially since it's actually the first Christmas song you hear on the internet's favorite Christmas movie, Die Hard.
You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
That's right, hip-hop is the new Americana. Deal with it. Number 3.
That's your daughter?
Daddy, why don't I have any presents like the other kids?
Don't worry, baby, I got you.
You guys remember David Banner, right? I reviewed his album a few years ago, thought his over-exaggerated lyrics and vocal style was so ridiculous I actually ended up recommending it. Well, gotta give props where it's due. The guy knows how to make a good ghetto Christmas song.
It's winter time and we still cannot find a job.
I know it sounds silly because of the Christmas carol he's twisting, but really listen to it.
They fill out applications, but you treat us like we're slime. So we rob and we steal, cause it's Christmas time and we're broke again, broke again. Yeah. My baby.
This is basically the Christmas Time in the Ghetto song from last week. Thank you, you don't have to play it, but with a better ear for production and a much better ability to portray the struggles of a guy who wants to provide his kids with a better life, especially around Christmas. But since our society still has a thing about automatically brushing aside job applications from previously convicted criminals, this fear ironically ends up actually forcing them back into a life of crime, because no one will give them a chance at a legit job. And as long as I'm bringing this up, I suggest you look into Block the Box if you want to learn more about that. And at first you might say, well look, you're proving their point that you're criminals by robbing and stealing. But they couldn't get a job because society already thinks that they're going to steal based on their limited opportunities that led them into crime in the first place. So what are they supposed to do? Remember to not commit crimes in their next lifetime? But yeah, whereas at first this kind of seems funny and how overblown it is, this chorus actually speaks to the very real problems for broke parents who are trying to find a way out of the cycle of crime, but are being shunned by a business world that won't let them in. Not much to say about this one. I'd just honestly say to go check it out because you probably haven't heard it before and it deserves a chance.
Here your presents go, baby.
Thanks for all the presents. Hey, baby, what's all that blood doing in your shirt? What you want for Christmas?
Number 2. So, I was not expecting to put a Kanye West song on here, but here it is at number 2.
Christmas in Harlem, right after autumn falls, soaking it all in.
And what I like about it is that it's not riffing off of any other old Christmas carols for the chorus. It's not trying to be derivative, it's a straight up new Christmas song with really sweet lyrics and a beautiful energy to it. And there's a much longer version of the song with like 11 guest verses, but I find it to be a bit of overkill. I'm completely fine with 2 verses from Kanye and Sci-Hi.
Wonderful night to be alive, baby. And I'm so happy I'm with my baby. And we a little late with the Christmas gifts.
It's an all-around wonderful track that doesn't get into any typical Kanye-isms, so it's allowed to be breezy and celebrate the Christmas spirit, but in a modern way.
My only question is, when my present, she said, she got a gift for me that ain't for the kids to see.
Okay, but he doesn't get into any specifics, so it's nothing too annoying.
You been a bad girl, get Santa 3 kisses, gave her the hot chocolate, she said it's delicious.
What?
Gave her the hot chocolate, she said it's delicious.
Delicious? I don't get it. Why is she saying an R instead of an L? Is this some oddly racially insensitive way of referring to the girl as like Chinese or something? I honestly don't get this. What is he referencing here? Okay, let me look it up on Rap Genius. Kanye pronounced the delicious as delicious to continue with the holiday theme, because it's hard to pronounce an L sound with a wiener in your mouth. Oh, because he gave her the hot chocolate. Dude, why would you do that? After all this beautiful music and wonderful imagery, why the hell would you cap off the sweet nature of this verse with a clunky-ass blowjob reference? Damn it, Kanye, what's wrong with you? It was literally perfect until you did that! You know what? You don't get to be number 2 with that. I'm bumping you down!
Christmas in
As a matter of fact, does this put him ahead of Christmas in Hollis? No, that. I'm bumping you down 2 spaces.
Christmas in Harlem.
Tired of this bullshit. Kanye ruining half his goddamn discography with corny-ass sex references. Let's move on. But before we get to number 1, let's look at some honorable mentions.
Scene was so thick. Low rise.
You know, this song isn't a bad song. It's just a horrible Christmas song. The only way you'd know it's about Christmas at all is through the fact that they shoved jingle bells into the percussion. If you took it away, you'd literally not be able to tell it was supposed to be about Christmas. Hell, I don't even think most of you know it was supposed to be about Christmas. In fact, when I first heard this as a kid, it was confusing because they kept making references to Christmas, kinda, but it was all about how they weren't celebrating it. It's more of an anti-Christmas song, really.
So shut up that nonsense about some solid 9. You thought I'd break my neck to help y'all deck the halls. Oh no.
And I get it, that's the point, but this song barely frames itself in reference to Christmas in the first place to be able to make that point. In fact, it feels like they were so ashamed of this being a Christmas song that they re-released a version of it after the Christmas season was over and censored out the references to Christmas.
So shut up that nonsense about some solid. You thought I'd break my neck to help y'all deck the oh no.
Yeah, they censored out the Christmas references. That is the oddest exercise of self-censorship I've ever heard of.
What? You didn't know Christmas went hip-hop? Check the clock and let the jingle bells rock.
This one's from that album in the 80s I mentioned on the last list when they were trying to capitalize off of the hip-hop fad by making Christmas rap songs. But I don't know, I kind of like this one. The production's a little weak, as is most early 80s rap fare, but check it out, I think you'd like it. So, as you guys may know, I'm not really fond of Afro Man's 2 Christmas albums, or the 12 Days of Christmas song. But I gotta admit, this one actually made me laugh, purely from how he just gave up halfway through.
On the 7th day of Christmas, the police sent to me 6 Navy SEALs swimming, 6 pepper 5
just got
years
pepper
in
spray.
dub. I got your 12 days of Christmas, the police sent 12 days of Christmas in the county jail. Fuck the 12 days of Christmas. Man, fuck the 12 days of Christmas.
That's pretty funny. And the number 1 Christmas rap song is...
Is that the Black Santa? I want a Super Nintendo.
I know, I wasn't expecting it to be a song from the Christmas on Death Row album either, but it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Santa Claus is coming straight to the ghetto.
So throughout both of these lists, there have been mainly 3 types of songs. The parody of a traditional Christmas song, the rap Christmas song playing the holiday Christmas cheer stuff straight, and the rap Christmas song that shows us how hard it is to live in the hood. This one kind of mixes both of the last 2, and I really enjoyed it.
Back then you woke up to the sound I saw Mama kissing Santa, made you reminisce on the old-fashioned Christmas days. Yes, miss a fat man jolly with joy, down your chimney with toys for little girls and boys. And when you find it ain't no Santa, Christmas still mean a lot, cause it's the time to get together and give all you got.
The only thing I'd complain about is that bridge that Snoop Dogg does in the middle, which is a little weird.
Now by the 3rd day of Christmas, my big homeboy gave to me a whole lot of everything, and it wasn't up a game to me.
Your friend just gave you a whole lot of everything? You either gave up at writing the bridge or have the most generous friend ever, and it was nothing but game to you? So that guy was like hitting on you or something? It's just a little odd for a gangster rapper to be bringing up, but okay. But yeah, for the most part, it's actually filled with nice storytelling rhymes about having a good time in Christmas with your friends and family, but in the hood. And I think it hits all the elements that I like about the rest of the songs on this list, and ties them all together without having to put up with any corny-ass blowjob references. Fucking Kanye. Well anyway, Merry Christmas.
We wish you a happy